In this unit, we're going to be looking all at force. That's right. And no, not the force that my friend Yoda here is talking about, but the force we encounter in every part of the world. The force that is directly involved at changing motion. And that's why we learned about types of motion. It's time to learn about the force that causes it. So in physics, something that causes a change in the motion of an object is a force. So we learned all about motions. We learned about velocities and accelerations and things like that. But what causes that is force. And so our formula is force is equal to mass, which we're going to have to learn about, times acceleration, which we already learned is the rate of change of velocity. Now, its units are going to be newtons, named after the man himself, Sir Isaac Newton, that put a lot of these laws and understanding together. This is our first derived unit. Remember, it's made of other things. So 1 newton, and usually you put little brackets to indicate a unit, is equal to kilograms times meters divided by second squared, which would make sense because meters per second squared is acceleration, kilograms is our unit for mass, so a derived unit of a newton is kilogram meters per second squared, but we're just going to call it newtons because that's what makes it derived. Here's a very idealistic picture of Sir Isaac Newton, and what we're going to learn is one of his first laws of motion or force, depending on how you say it, but it gets into how force and motion are related. So let's take a minute. Go to the world around you. You can pause this and start going outside for a second just to look around for a few minutes. But find 5 objects that are moving. I want you to think about how they are moving. Is it moving uniformly? Did it stop? Does it change velocity? Everything around you seems to be in some sort of motion, and you're going to figure out why. So what causes this motion? Is something touching it? Does something touch it to change the motion? Or is something simply acting upon it? Think about these things. Ponder for a minute. Go ahead. We got time. So hopefully you came back to watch the last few seconds of the video, and hopefully you also notice so many things are moving, we don't even think about the motion. And every motion has to have a force that's taking place in it. So look ahead. We're going to be looking at gravity, and that's going to involve the difference between mass and weight. Like I said, Newton has 3 laws of motion we're going to look at, and they all involve force. And then there's different types of force. We're going to take a quick look at just a few of them. All right, I'll see you next time.